What if the biggest reason most people never build wealth has nothing to do with money? It's a mistake millions of people make every day without even realizing it. And once you see it, you'll start looking at business completely differently. When people think about business, they usually think about products. A coffee shop sells coffee. A phone company sells phones. A clothing brand sells clothes. But successful businesses aren't really selling products. They're solving problems. And that's one of the most important business lessons you can learn. Think about it. People don't buy a drill because they want a drill. They buy a drill because they want a hole in the wall. People don't buy a taxi ride because they love sitting in traffic. They buy it because they need to get somewhere. The product is just the vehicle. The real value is the problem being solved. This simple idea explains why some businesses grow into billion-dollar companies while others disappear. The businesses that win usually solve bigger problems, solve them faster, solve them cheaper, or solve them better. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most people spend their lives thinking like consumers. Consumers ask, "What do I want?" Business owners ask, "What do people need?" That shift in thinking can completely change your future. Instead of looking at the world and seeing problems as annoyances, entrepreneurs see opportunities. Long lines. That's an opportunity. Slow service. Opportunity. Complicated software. Opportunity. Expensive products. Opportunity. Every successful business started because someone noticed a problem and decided to fix it. And the bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity can become. But there's another lesson most people miss. A good idea alone isn't enough. Execution matters far more. Every year thousands of people come up with brilliant business ideas. But ideas don't create value. Execution does. A simple idea executed well will usually outperform a brilliant idea that never leaves someone's notebook. That's why successful entrepreneurs focus less on perfection and more on action. They launch. They test. They learn. They improve. Then they repeat the process again and again. Many of the world's largest companies didn't start with perfect products. They started with imperfect versions and improved over time. The market became their teacher. And that's another powerful business principle. Feedback is more valuable than assumptions. Instead of guessing what customers want, successful businesses listen. They collect feedback. They study behavior. They adapt. The companies that stop learning usually stop growing. The companies that keep learning keep evolving. And perhaps the most valuable lesson of all is this. Business is ultimately about creating value. The more value you create for other people, the more opportunities tend to come back to you. If you help one person, that's valuable. If you help 1 million people, that's usually a business. The goal isn't just making money. Money is often the result of solving problems and creating value at scale. So the next time you see a problem in everyday life, don't immediately ignore it. Ask yourself one question. Could this be a business opportunity? Because many of the world's biggest companies started with someone noticing a problem that everyone else accepted. And that single mindset shift could completely change how you see business forever. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more business lessons that schools rarely teach, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with the biggest business lesson you've learned.